Mirror Slocum 23, you're joining me for Open Heart second year. Chapter 7. Player discretion is advised. Wake up call. A couple weeks later, you're walking through the ICU when a loud crash startles you. What was that? Spin around searching for the source of the noise. You spy a variety of grievously ill patients through the thick glass walls of their small rooms, all lying quietly in the beds, except... A woman lies on the floor beside her hospital bed, struggling weakly to get up. Oh my god, nurse, help in room 592. Run into her room and kneel at her side. Miss. It's alright. I'm here. I've got you. Woman looks at you, her eyes unfocused and afraid. Holy Stephanie? I can't believe it! You turn to find Danny standing in the doorway behind you. His eyes are wide with disbelief. Danny? Quit gawking and help me get her up. Don't just stand there and get in here and help me. As Danny darts in to help support Stephanie, the young woman grabs your wrist tight. Where am I? She doesn't know where she is. Danny, has this patient been having memory problems? Not exactly. Danny hands Stephanie's chart to you. You read it, then have to read it again to make sure you're not imagining things. What's happening? My name is Dr. Valentine. You're in Edenbrook Hospital in Boston. You've been in a coma, Stephanie, for 13 years. Wow, lucky. To wake up, that is. A few hours later, you pass the copies of Stephanie's chart around to Ethan, Baz, and June. She woke up just like that? Just like that. She had trouble speaking at first, but her brain functions seem amazingly intact. Fascinating. What put her in the coma? A benzothioatine overdose at age 17. Did she have a prescription? Her parents, she'd been seeing a therapist about her anxiety. When it began to affect her schoolwork, they let her start medication. Jeez, that poor kid. She's not a kid anymore. She's 30. Do you even know what the likelihood of a long-term coma patient waking up is? Literally less than 5%. I've never heard a percentage given to it. No, literally. It's less than. That's because there isn't one. That's how unlikely it is. This could be a real opportunity for us. What are you proposing? We should call the medical journals. If we could get a paper published, that might drum up some attention. I do have a fairly good relation with the editor of the American Journal of Medicine. It's a good start, you two, but we need to think bigger. How big? A research grant. You think we could get money to study Stephanie? Absolutely. 40% of comas are caused by drug overdoses, and often those drugs are benzos. A grant for something like this could have a lot of zeros. So, this might be our chance to save other coma patients. Casey's right. Stephanie could be a 1 in a million chance to unlock the answer to saving a lot of overdose patients. It's not every day a medical miracle falls in your lap. We owe it to others in her condition to try and understand how she woke up. There's just one thing. How do we get her on board? It might take a lot of convincing. She's already missed out on half of her life. She won't want to spend another day here. We'd be able to pay her for a time with some of the grant money. Yeah, and provide physical therapy. After all those years, she's gonna need it. Yeah, atrophy is horrific. It's a win-win, don't you think, Ethan? Ethan runs a hand over his chin and nods. It's definitely an opportunity we're seizing. If we can get the patient's permission, we have to be extremely gentle with her. Casey and I will broach the idea with Stephanie. I can explain what she can expect from a prolonged study. And, what will I do? What you do best. Make her feel better. You spot a man and woman in their 50s standing outside of Stephanie's room. As you walk up the corridor, they hold hands tightly as they speak to each other in low voices. These must be the parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hill. This must be so hard for them. How so? Well, Stephanie's gone from being 17 years old to 30. Her parents will have to tell her everything she's missed out on. Can you imagine having to tell your kid about how her friends have all lived full lives while you've watched her waste away? About their degree, their jobs, their marriage, their kids. Anna has a chance, especially because she did an overdose at 17, to throw her back into an attempted... Yeah. You're right. That would be hard. So let's convince them to help us make sure no other family has to go through this. You approach the parents. Mr. and Mrs. Hill, Dr. Hirota, and this is Dr. Valentine. She was with Stephanie when she woke up. It's a pleasure to meet you, doctors. Thank you for being there. I'm sure waking up to see your sweet face is a whole lot nicer than an empty room with a wall of monitors. I'm glad I could be there. How are you holding up? The Hills exchange a look and make a sound that could be either laughter or a sob. We don't know what to say, Doctor. We've been praying for this day for 13 years, but, well, we never thought it would actually happen. When we got the call from the hospital, my thoughts went to the wrong direction. The doctors told us years ago there was a risk of organ failure, so I thought we were calling to say our time had run out. And then instead I got to hear the greatest sentence I've ever heard in my life. Have the nurses filled you in on Stephanie's recovery plan? They have. We know it's going to be a long road before she can even walk on her own. We'll support her for as long as she needs, no matter the cost. There is one option for that. June walks them through the research proposal. It sounds like an excellent cause, Dr. Hirota. We know what it's like to think you've lost someone to this, so you've got our support. But as you say, it all comes down to whether Stephanie wants to participate. Please don't overwhelm her too soon. She's very fragile right now. We won't, promise. We're hoping to take her to a therapist who specializes in emotional trauma. That's great. Her mental health is going to be every bit of as important as her physical recovery. Stephanie, doesn't remember what happened. Are you going to tell her? What do you mean? The reason for her overdose. You think Stephanie overdosed on purpose? That's what the police report said, but no one knew for sure. To be honest, we had a hard time believing it. She was stressed out at school. She was always such an anxious kid. I can see how they think. And maybe, if she doesn't remember, isn't it better to give her a fresh start? I'm just scared to death that knowing what she did or might have done, it'll be things that derail her recovery. Doctors, which do you think would be better for her? I think hiding this from her will only hinder her recovery. There's every chance she'll remember what happened in time, and when she does, it could severely damage her trust in all of us. We hadn't thought of that. But what if it crushes her? What if it makes her want to do it again? We'll take every precaution for her safety. It'll be hard for her to hear, but Stephanie can't heal from a wound she doesn't even know she has. You're right, Doctor. Would you tell her for us? I think it would be easier for her to hear from a doctor than from us. Of course. You find Stephanie lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. Hi, Stephanie. Hey, I remember you. Her voice is thin and raspy, but her words come out fully formed. Incredible. Truly incredible. I'm Dr. Valentine, and this is Dr. Hirota. Are you here to run tests and stuff? Because I've already had a whole bunch of those. No, I just wanted to come by and see how you're doing after you scared the living crap out of me this morning. You think you were scared? I thought I would have been abducted by aliens. Ouch. No offense, you were super blurry. Can you tell us what you remember, Stephanie? Nothing really. I had a calc test yesterday and I kind of bombed it. I caught the bus home and then I heard the beep beep monitor things and had a face full of floor. Then a blur told me I've been asleep for 13 years. How are you feeling about it now? I half thought Ashton Kutcher was going to jump out of the bathroom and tell me I'd been punked, until I looked in the mirror and saw how old and weird I look. That must have been hard. I guess, I don't know, maybe I was still in shock or something. Mom and Dad came in and I cried a lot and told me what a miracle I am, and all I could think of was how I need to find a wormhole or whatever, so I can go back home. But there's no going back, is there? I'm afraid not, Stephanie, but there is going forward. It's not all bad, Stephanie. Let me introduce you to the smartphone. The what? You unlock your phone and pass it to Stephanie. This is a phone? Where's the keyboard? It's all on the screen. And look here, it has a camera on the back and the front. Oh my god, can I take a picture of you two? Sure. Only if you're in it. You and June crowd in on either side of Stephanie. You flip the camera to face you, noticing Stephanie's face fall as she looks at herself. Let me just do one thing. Scroll through the filters until doggy ears and noses appear on your faces. Ah! You snap the picture, capturing her delight. You should send that to Stephanie's parents. That way they can keep a copy. Yes, please. This is so wild. I thought my phone was fancy because I had a color screen and Snake, too, but this is the future. Look up to the future. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Jesus back on the pillow, letting out a long breath. So much has changed. Why did this happen to me? Why was I in the coma? You and June exchange a look. She gives you a supportive nod. Stephanie, the police think you tried to kill yourself. What? All we know is that what's in the police report. They suspected you deliberately overdosed on benzodiazepine prescription. My anxiety medication. God. She falls silent. You and June let her be for a long while, until finally... Are my parents mad at me? No, you saw them. They're thrilled to have you back. You mean the world to them. I can't. I mean, I'm under a lot of pressure at school and all, but I have a calc test yesterday. I knew I failed it. God, did I really do this to myself? She starts to hyperventilate. You take Stephanie's frail hand and squeeze it tight. Stephanie, listen to me. You've been through something truly terrible, but you're still here. June nods, taking a seat beside Stephanie and looking gently into her eyes. Look at it as a chance to start over. No pressure at all. Nobody but people here to care for you. What am I supposed to do, though? Get a job? I didn't even have a high school diploma. I'm a big nobody. Forget all that. First, you need to focus on your recovery, and we need to get your muscles strong again. You and June exchange a look. It's now or never. And if that doesn't feel like enough, maybe we can give you a sense of purpose. What do you mean? How? June explains the nature of the research study and what it could allow you to do. I don't know. I don't want to keep coming back here again and again for months. I know it's a lot to ask, but... You know what? The problem is, she's not thinking about people she could help. She's been in a coma for 13 years. Right now, the only thing she wants to do is escape. And she also just mentioned money, job, diploma, etc. You'll be paid a lot. What, like, you'd buy my blood samples? I'm more like willing to reimburse you for your time. It'll be like a job. We could even figure out a way to put it on your resume. My very blank resume. Okay, let me think about it. That's all we ask. We'll respect whatever you choose. But as you and June leave Stephanie to rest, you see the uncertainty in her face. Her neural function is incredible. I almost can't believe she was in a coma this morning. She's a medical miracle. First of many, I hope, if we can learn from her. I hope so too. She gives you a playful wink as she goes. You notice Esme lingering by the window of Stephanie's room, listening. Sorry for eavesdropping. I've been looking for you. Hey, can I ask, why'd you tell her that she tried to kill herself? because it was the truth. Wasn't that dangerous? You know, for her mental state? Maybe. But if Stephanie is going to make real progress, then she needs to know exactly what she's healing from. So, you put her needs first? Of course, she's the patient. Her needs matter more than anyone else's. Esme bites her lip, looking thoughtfully at Stephanie. You can see that something's bothering her. I'm guessing you weren't waiting outside for her room just to get some general advice. What's going on? Esme glances at you, cagey. It's one of my patients. Wait for her to elaborate, but she doesn't. Is this an ethical or medical question? Ethical, but I don't really know what to do. I don't know what I can say or not to say, or... She fidgets a little, tucking her hair behind her ear. You can't help but think back to the struggles of your own intern year. I remember what it's like, having to make tough calls as a first year, needing people I could trust to talk to. Maybe she'll open up more if I take her somewhere private. Take Esme for coffee and get to the bottom of her dilemma. You'll learn more about her past and help her make a tough choice. Look, she smiles regardless. You lead Esme to a quiet corner of the cafeteria. Coffee? Sure. Return a minute later with 2 mugs of coffee and 2 pudding cups. Seriously? Pudding? Hey, it's fun being a kid sometimes. Advice always goes down smoother with chocolate pudding. Now tell me what's going on. Esme takes a big breath and balls her hand into a fist. You know that 14-year-old patient you assigned me to last week? Yeah? Turns out he has leukemia. Oh, Esme. I'm sorry. But that's not the actual issue. His parents won't let me tell him. Oh. I'm sure they have their reasons. The reasons are selfish. They just don't want to explain to their kid that he could die. You don't know that. What other reason is there for lying to your kid about something so important? How can they make that decision for him? It doesn't matter. He's a minor. His parents have the final say. That's BS! The boy deserves to know what's happening to him. He can handle it. I know he can. Kids aren't as fragile as everyone thinks they are. You sound like you're talking from experience. Yeah. Want to tell me about it? She sighs and digs into her pudding cup. This stays between us. I promise. Resident intern confidentiality. Esme gives him the brief flicker of a smile, and then... So my parents were undocumented. Were? I was born here. Well, not here. Arizona. They were deported when I was 14. Oh, Esme. I got home from school one day, found my neighbor crying on the stoop. She told me ICE came in the middle of the day and pulled my parents out and put them in a car. She tried to stop them, but what's one old lady against immigration services? Esme's voice is hard and even like she's reciting from a textbook. What happened to you after that? The neighbor, Julia, she took me in. That lady was a saint. She wasn't real motherly, though. She kind of left me to myself. I liked it that way, or at least I learned to like it that way. And your parents? It took a couple of weeks for them to be able to get word to me. They were taken back to El Salvador after about a month after that. Have you seen them since? She gives a slight shake of her head. That's a hell of a lot for a 14-year-old to go through. No more than my patient. But at least I knew why my life was falling apart. I gotta figure out a way to cope with it. That's what pisses me off so much about this kid's parents. Okay. Use your personal experience and insights to be a better doctor. You think having parents abducted by the government is useful? No, it's what you went through and how strong you came out and resilient. In that it's giving you a natural empathy that some doctors struggle to find. Yes. Use it. Use it to fight for your patients. The best doctors do. You make me sound like some kind of warrior. From where I'm sitting, that's exactly what you are. Okay, but what should I do here? Do I tell the kid and piss off the parents, or do I leave him in the dark? I can't tell you that, Esme. Sure you can. You're my resident. You'll get the blame for whatever I do, not me. And trust me, that excuse only goes so far. I know that from experience. But I can offer some advice. Whether you, or not you take it up, is up to you. You sit back, weighing up the options. This one's tough. You guys have got to let me know what you pick down in the comments section below. But, for me, the kid deserves to know. Because he deserves to live every single day like it's the last. Because it very may well be. Instead of him dawdling or whatever else he might do as a normal 14-year-old. Tell the kid, but be very careful. He deserves to know what he's facing, but you also don't want to deserve to be penalized for it. See if you can clue him in without the parents being able to point the finger at you. Like, frame somebody for it? Not exactly. I want you to be as clever and patient and kind as you can. Give him enough pieces of information that he works it out for himself. He's 14. He has a smartphone. It won't take him long. But that's awful. Realizing you have cancer from your phone. I won't be able to help him understand it. He shouldn't have to do this alone. I know it's not ideal, but finding a way to do the right thing while keeping your job is a very big part of being a great doctor. Esme gives a thoughtful nod. This has been a very good talk, Dr. Valentine. Thanks. For the pudding cup and, for being there. Anytime. I mean it for both. Esme stands and heads back to work, more assurance in her step. You arrive home that night to find Sienna and Aurora in the kitchen, elbow deep in glass, mixing bowls. Why are you both covered in flour? I'm teaching Aurora to make fruit scones. Wash your hands, roll up your sleeves. I'll show you too. For the love of God, please take over for me. All I'm doing here is proving that I'm the world's worst baker. Hey, don't talk about my friend that way. Right, sorry. I'm proving that my skill doesn't yet match my enthusiasm. Thank you. You laugh and wash and dry your hands, then stick them into the greasy, floury mixture, helping to massage the chunks of butter into the flour. So, how's your day? Wild. You fill them in on Stephanie's situation. Holy cow. It's smart of you to pursue a research grant. It'll be great for Edenbrook. Aurora... It was all Dr. Harada's idea. That makes sense, from what I've heard about her. June Harada's a sharp one. How are things over Kenmore? Did you survive Leland Bloom's little cage match? Aurora was telling me about that. What a jerk, pitting the hospitals against each other. I don't know. I actually thought it was a little fun. Would have been more fun if we won, but we're doing okay. Just trying to find a way forward, same as Edenbrook. How about you, Sienna? My day was fine. Liar. One of Mitch's patients died. It wasn't his fault or anything, but I had to tell the family, and I always hate that part. Why didn't Mitch tell them? Oh, well, he said he wanted to see how the pros did it. He's very eager to learn from me. He's very... You're very gullible, and he's using you. You and Aurora exchange a look, but let it go. One delicious hot scone later, you head down the hall towards your bedroom, and run into Jackie coming out of hers. Hey, stranger. Right back at you. I haven't seen you much around lately. Been on some night shifts, and then I slept in the call room, or on call room last night. I had a patient I wanted to keep an eye on. You think back to the chart she dropped the other day and all the panacea meds it listed. Jackie, was it the patient you prescribed the panacea meds to? Jackie crosses her arm, a challenging look in her eyes. Yes, as a matter of fact. What are you doing, Jackie? I thought you said doctors taking part in Panacea's incentive programs were sycophantic sellouts. I did, and they are, but my patient has Arnaud's disease, so I didn't exactly have a choice. The medications you saw on Jackie's patient's chart suddenly makes sense. Well, this is why I didn't accuse her, I just talked with her. And Panacea holds the patent to the only treatments for Arnaud's. Sorry, Jackie. I know you better than to think you'll fall in line with Declan Nash. Yeah, you do, but I guess I forgive you. There is a silver lining. Declan doesn't care about the medication reasons why I prescribed the meds, which is why he gave me a gift card to a fancy new restaurant. Wow. I'm guessing that's one way of dodging the regulations against giving doctors kickbacks. Yep, just accepting the damn thing just made me feel like a scab. So, why did you? Because I eat value packs of ramen most times, and living it up feels a lot better when it's on an asshole's dime. What do you say? Wanna come with? You wanna go tonight? Why not? The two of us have earned a little break. We can go out, pretend not to be poor for a night. That does sound nice. Hell yes, I wanna come with. Hey, we don't get to be poor for a night. I was hoping you'd say that. Let me freshen up quickly. You are perfectly fine, back to the story. You and Jackie step out of the stairwell and into a dream. The city skyline sparkles through the floor to ceiling windows. Overhead lights swirl slowly in a mesmerizing rainbow. Can I help you? Jackie slaps a gift card on the podium. A table for two, please, and yes, we have cash for proper tip. Do you have a table specifically for poor people who scored a gift card from a total asshole? We do now. The server leads you to a table in the corner with a beautiful, unhindered view of the city. This is my favorite table, from one poor person who loves the high life to another. Enjoy. Thank you. A pianist at a grand piano launches into a sultry jazz standard as you take your seats. So, this is how the other half lives, huh? Shit. The other half are big on nice views. Jackie leans across the table and clasps her hands together, eyeing you mischievously. Time to come clean, Valentine. Are you from this fancy half or my endearing scrappy half? You mean, is my family rich? We're doctors, it's more common than not. My family is from the scrappy half. You did have a scrappy vibe when I met you. I was running late and covered with blood when you met me. Like I said. So you're in the same boat as me. Almost. I've been working since high school. I got a few scholarships in college. It's helped me keep out of the red. Jackie sighs. Do you ever think of how being born rich would have made everything so much easier? Yeah. Probably, but then we wouldn't have been us. Hard truce. Fair point. Your server returns. Can I get you some drinks to start? Take your pick, Casey. Study the menu, noticing the genuine champagne, elegant cocktail, and aged whiskey options. Vespa martinis. Listen, we get to be rich. Glasses of champagne. Bring me your oldest, good sir. Would like something in about 1920 to 1940 if you have it. Otherwise, I'll take the 60s. Very good. So we're getting really fancy tonight. How often do we get a chance to drink actual legit French champagne? Honestly, never. I don't think I've had the real thing. After tonight, you won't be able to say that. The server returns a moment later with 2 flutes of bubbling champagne. Jackie takes one and raises it to you. To blowing Panacea's cash without compromising our morals. I'll drink to that. You toast and drink. I was expecting that to be anticlimactic, but this is actually not terrible at all. High praise. I'll let the French know. We spend the next hour or so chatting, drinking, and sampling delicious dishes from the menu, until finally, bad news, you two. You're all out of gift card. Oh, well, it was fun while it lasted. And Jackie dig into your pockets and pull together a respectable tip. Thanks. I hope you score money off your boss again soon. Not likely. Is it okay if we sit here a while longer? Take your time. It's a quiet night. Jackie grins at you. Wanna check out the view? Sure. You follow her outside to the balcony. The city stretches out before you, grand and filled with life, even this late at night. Jackie leans against the railing with a blissful sigh. It's the most relaxed you've seen her in forever. I miss seeing you like this. Like what? Chill. It's nice to get a break from worrying about stuff. I know I can get pretty intense. Sometimes I feel like our whole job revolves around worrying, especially lately. We should try and take breaks like this more often. I'll break into Declan's office for more gift cards. I don't mean with money. We don't need to be rich to take a minute or get drunk. Sure, but it makes it a hell of a lot easier. She smiles at you and then shivers. You okay? It's cold up here. It'll be winter before we know it. Yay. I don't really have any romantic, feelings for Jackie. We haven't really got to know her. So, start bouncing on the spot. What are you doing? Keeping warm. You should try it. It's definitely sort of working. I think I'd rather freeze to death than look like as big a dork as you do right now. Liar. Okay, damn it, I'm freezing. She jumps up and down, synchronizing with you. We look like total idiots right now. Warm and it's... Oh, it is helping. You chuckle, and eventually the two of you come to a halt, blood racing through you, staving off the cold air. The two of you pant a little as you watch the cold clouds creep across the night sky. It smells like rain. You know what else? What? The city's finally starting to feel like home. You head into work early the next morning to write some reports. A short while later, June arrives. Morning, partner. You're just in time. I was about to go for her on a coffee run. Screw the run. I'll make us some. Ethan lets you touch his coffee maker, his holy caffeinated grail, right? I won't tell if you won't. You laugh and stand to stretch your legs, accidentally clipping June as she heads for the coffee machine. Her bag crashes to the floor. Sorry. Don't worry, I'll get them. You both fall silent as you pick up one of the files spilled from her bag and see the name printed on the top, Casey Valentine. June, why do you have my employee file? Ethan needed it. Ethan already knows everything in that file. There's no reason he'd need it. Wait, I've seen the way you change your personality to get on a patient's good side. Have you been doing that with me? Here and there. Don't take it personally, I read the file on everyone I work with. All those times you acted like we were bonding, you were what, acting? As if you've never tailored your approach to fit the patient's personality. I'm not your patient, I'm your colleague. You were manipulating me. What's so wrong about wanting you to be on my side? I don't want to end up the odd person out in here. What makes you think that would happen? June sets the coffee machine going and sits down in Ethan's chair. Ethan and I have a history of disagreeing with each other, which was fine as long as Naveen was running the show. But after he gave the team to Ethan, I knew I needed another ally in the room. What about Baz? Baz is the most conflict-avoidant person I know. He's not much use in a street fight. So you're just cozying up with a junior doctor who'd walked into the office? Of course. Well, at least she's honest, I'll give her that. That is seriously messed up. That's being a little melodramatic, don't you think? I was just trying to be friends. Well, don't, because I'm not here to make friends or play politics. I'm here to save lives. And if you think that bonding with me would affect my medical judgment, you clearly haven't studied me well enough. Duly noted. You can blame me for wanting to even the odds in here a little. Yeah, I can, actually. After all, I'm aware you and Ethan have history. That's irrelevant to our work. If you say so. The office door swings open before June can continue. Ethan and Baz enter. Who wants donuts? Do you have coffee with the donut? A little bit glazed in there for me. As June jokes with Baz if nothing have and you stare at the floor unsettled, Ethan cocks an eyebrow at you. Something on your mind, Valentine? I'm fine. Alright then, let's get to work. After Ethan divvies up the assignments amongst the team, June and... Okay. Sorry, clicked it too fast. Casey, I want you to stick with our coma patient. I think you have the best chance at convincing her to do the study. Got it. As phone buzzes, you can see incoming call Dad on the screen. Ethan runs a hand through his hair in frustration, then declines it. Is everything okay between you and your dad? Ah, he says my mother reached out again, wanting to see me. He thinks I should. It's infuriating. She's essentially making me hurt my father when I say no. She won't stop. I wish he would realize that this isn't genuine, her coming back out of nowhere. She wants something, I know it. How can you be so sure? There's a rational explanation for everything, Casey. So basically, she's like my mother. If we're being rational, why not just get a little bit more information? What do you mean? Do you know where she's staying? My dad mentioned a motel in Southie. So let's check it out. We could tailor, see what she's really up to. Oh my god, you could just pick up the bloody phone and ask. A slow smile spreads across Ethan's lips. He shakes his head amused. It's completely insane and immature and possibly immoral. And not a bad idea. I haven't seen her in 25 years, but more and more I feel as though I need answers. Personally, if my mother disappeared for 25 years and then came back, I would not give a shit. Seriously, I wouldn't. If only she would. See you in 25 years, Ma. Light rain patters against the window shield as Ethan drives you across town. His smile is long gone. You're sure she's staying at the Bay Motel? Looks like a dive on the website, and nothing ever looks as good as the website. I'm sure. It's the address she gave Dad. My guess is that she's hoping a renewed relationship with me comes with a side of cash. His voice is hard, but you see a vulnerability in his face. Maybe she's just thrifty? The car pulls up outside a derelict two-story motel with rusty metal banisters and bars over the windows. Really thrifty? Ethan pulls into a parking spot across the street and turns off the engine with a sigh. This might have been a bad idea. It's been 25 years, I don't even know if I'll recognize her. You'll recognize her. The rain grows heavier, filling the car with gentle pitter-pats. Ethan, what happened the day she left? Do you remember? Well, little there is to remember. I was 11. She said she needed to go to the grocery store, and then she just didn't come back. Oh, God. I never saw her again. Dad was beside himself. He called the police, thinking something terrible happened to her. He left me with the babysitter, went out searching for 48 hours before the police were able to do anything. They found her within a day and told Dad he's been dumped. One laughed. Thought it was funny to see a man cry over his runaway wife. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like most cops, either. I'm so sorry, Ethan. Ethan shakes his head, frustrated. The thing that gets me the most isn't she left us, it's Dad that forgave her. She waited 25 years for her to come back, and now she's here, and it's not for him. He still thinks the best of her. He looks at you helpless. I never told him this, but the thing that stung most back then is that I hated her, and he loved her. He didn't ever resent her the way I did. Maybe because it's not that easy to fall out of love with someone. But she left him. She made a fool of him. Sometimes it doesn't matter to him. Apparently that doesn't matter to him. I can't understand that. I don't think you have to. It's your dad's heart. He gets to take as long as he needs to heal, even if that's forever. That was beautiful. Most people don't get that. He sniffs and looks through the gentle swipe of the windshield wipers. That's her. The woman quickly walks across the motel parking lot. She holds a magazine to shield her from the rain as she speaks into a cell phone. Are you sure? I'm sure. Woman hurries up the street, disappears into a store. Ethan sighs and slumps back against his seat. This was a mistake. We can't learn anything from her from 50 feet away. So let's follow her in and do some eavesdropping. What if she recognizes me? His face falls as a second unasked question hangs in the air. What if she doesn't? Then I'll go. She'll have no idea who I am. Casey, no, you don't need to do this for me. I know. I want to. You step cautiously inside the store, looking around for a sign of the woman. I know, but you need to trust that I know what I'm doing. Find her looking at a shelf full of potato chips. She selects a bag and adds it to her shopping cart. Don't worry, I'm close. There's been a complication, but it's just a matter of time. Who is she talking now? The woman turns around and nearly collides with you. Her phone tumbles to the ground, and in a call, she picks it up ruefully. Oh, sorry, that was probably my fault. Ah, no, all mine. The woman studies you intently, then smiles. Are you a doctor? What? Why do you think that? Bemused, she looks to the ID badge hanging on your hip. Guilty as charged. There's nothing to be guilty of. Your parents must be very proud to have a doctor in their family. They are. Sorry if I'm rambling on, it's just, my son's a doctor. You made me think of him. Your son? You must be proud of him. The woman gives a wistful smile. More than he'll ever know. Anyway, I'll leave you to your shopping. She heads for the counter, knocking over a display of soda bottles with her basket as she goes. They tumble to the floor, several breaking with a crash and spilling everywhere. I'm sorry, I'm so clumsy today. The store clerk mutters angrily under his breath as he heads to the back room to get a broom and a mop. It's okay. I can help you clean some of this up. You turn back to Ethan's mother, only to find she's already run out of the store, along with her entire basket of goods, unpaid for. Ah. Crap. So she's a shoplifter. The rain falls down in heavy sheets as you run across the street, soaking straight through. Ethan jumps as you open the car door. Jesus! You didn't see me coming? I couldn't see anything in all this rain. How did it go? Ethan, she made me her unwitting accomplice in shoplifting. Damn her! Pain flickers across Ethan's face. You see a shadow of an 11-year-old boy disappointed once again, and then his face hardens and the boy is gone. Well, that answers that then, doesn't it? We don't know why. She's only here for your money. We know enough. We should get back to the hospital. Turns the engine back on, the headlights cutting twin paths through the rain. Thanks for making me do this, Casey. I think I needed it. You're welcome, Ethan. His hand finds yours, fingers tenderly lacing through your own. Your heart beats a little faster as you exchange a shy smile. He holds your hand tight all the way back to Edenbrook. Later that day, you linger in the doorway as Stephanie tries to push her foot against a physical therapist's hand. Tears stream down her face. I have to stop, please. Therapist glances at you, then nods before leaving the room. Stephanie? Looks like you're crushing this recovery thing. Oh yeah, sucking at using my legs is so impressive. It's pretty hard to be good at something without sucking at it first. Did you ever suck at being a doctor? Oh yeah, it's called med school. Stephanie almost smiles. She wipes her cheeks. I'm guessing you want to ask me about the research study thing? Have you thought more about it? Honestly, no. I can't think about tomorrow when I'm still trying to figure out where the last 13 years went. It's hard to see the point of willingly spending so much more time in a hospital. The point is that you help us learn more about. The bitch dies on your lips, buried under a wave of guilt. Dr. Valentine, are you okay? The point is, we'd get a big grant to study you, if you agree to it. A lot of money for our department, and we'd compensate you for that. Why would you admit that to me? Because I'm done with the ulterior motives. Yes, I think we'd be good for you. Yes, it could help others. But the grant is a big part of why I'm asking you to do this. I'm hiding that. That makes it feel like I'm manipulating you. Well, thanks for being honest. That's pretty cool of you. And that's why honesty should always come number one. Lying should never be on even the tip of your tongue, let alone your lips. What do you want to do with your life? Don't think about it, just say it. I want to finish school. I want to pay my parents back for all the money they've spent on keeping me alive. I didn't know I was going to say that. Then go to school. There are programs for adults to get their diploma. We can set you up, give you whatever support you need. And with the chunk of change you get from participating in the study, you could make a huge dent in your parents' medical debt. You know what you want. This is your chance to go for it. I guess I didn't think about it like that. Everyone else on this planet does what they want. And so should you. Let me stop you right there. That's bullshit. No, we don't all get to do what we want, trust me. Large portion don't. We've made an offer, and I think it's a good one. But all that matters is that you do what's best for you, and I won't stand in the way for that. I'll give it some more thought. Stephanie stares at you, eyes wide with wonder this time. You know she means it. Next morning, you return to Edenbrook. Just in time to see Stephanie's parents pushing her into the parking lot in a wheelchair. Stephanie? Mr. and Mrs. Hill, what's going on? Oh, hi, Dr. Valentine. We were hoping to find you before we left. Left? What's going on? We're, taking Stephanie to Mass Kenmore. What? Why? Stephanie, did we do something to upset you? No, honestly, the opposite. I'm doing what you said I should do. Which was? That I should go for what I want. A doctor from Mass Kenmore called last night and proposed doing the study there instead, and they promised even more than you guys did. It's honestly such a relief not to have to worry so much. Thank you for being so encouraging to our daughter. This doctor at Mass Kenmore, was it Dr. Carrick? Yeah, how did you know? You forced a smile. I see. Best of luck with everything, Stephanie. Thanks, Dr. Valentine. And for what it's worth, Don't apologize for doing what's right for you. Okay, then I won't. She and her parents bid you farewell and continue out of the hospital. You watch them go. Good for her. You give a last encouraging wave to Stephanie as they go. We lost this round, but all that matters is the patient. Oh, bullshit. You sit down on the curb, your mind racing. More importantly, what on earth are we gonna do now? More importantly, who leaked this to Carrick? A research grant slipped through your fingers, but your rivalry with Mass Kenmore is just heating up. Will you find a way to save Edenbrook? Keep playing to find out. Are you telling me that she probably took us out with the gift card? No, wait, that was the other one. No, it was the other one. It was the other one. So you're telling me that I don't know, maybe she knows too. I don't know, maybe it's a guilt thing. I don't know, man. I don't know, I'm too tired. I haven't had any coffee. It's been one of those days. I was up playing Final Fantasy VII for 10 hours, okay? Literally on stream. It's all there. Come to Twitch. See it. For the love of God. I haven't felt like that playing a game in so long. It's not even funny. Not even funny. So yeah, it's a good game so far. However, graphically, needs some improvements. And I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, but they just remade it, man. Like, what the hell? Yeah, well, yeah. Anyway. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description below, links to social media, Discord if you'd like to support me and my content. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know what you decided to do. Were you able to keep the grant or not? And catch you all next time. Peace.